Like, what is this glare? Hey guys, it's Brienne here. So today I have a bit of a different type of video. I feel like I always say that. But instead of talking about an anime or a manga or a manhwa, I'm actually going to be talking about, I believe it's a manhwa is how you say it. I'm not too sure if I'm saying it wrong. Please feel free to correct me down below. I honestly rarely talk about these because usually I get them mixed up. Usually I think they are manhwa and then I realize after, once I notice the Chinese characters because I read it in English clearly, that it's actually not a manhwa, but it's a manhwa. It's a Chinese comic. And yeah, so yeah, let me know if I'm saying that wrong because I feel like I am. But anyways, so basically I found this manhwa ages ago. I think I might have saw it first on Instagram and then like I'd occasionally see it, and the art style really drew me in. It's really gorgeous. Definitely has like, I want to say like Roman and kind of like Egyptian vibes, like just with the outfits and that. And yeah, I've always thought it was so like beautiful, but I always forget about it and I never check it out. And then the other day I stumbled upon it again. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit down and read it, and wow, it's incredible. So now I finished reading it last night, like probably like literally 24 hours ago. Not finished reading it, unfortunately. It is still ongoing, and all the chapters always end with such a cliffhanger that like I hate it. But about an hour ago I found a YouTube channel that actually it translated them into English, so I have seen like sneak peeks and that. Like I kind of just like clicked through the video, you know, because like I just needed to know stuff. Like I needed to know some spoilers. But anyways, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, I forgot now, but the manhwa is called the Song of Theodor. Clearly I'm sure I have it in the title, and I'm just gonna read a really quick summary of it just in case like this isn't gonna be your cup of tea or something like that. You'll kind of can get a vibe now. But alright, so it says, during her childhood years, Sienna, the vivacious, I don't know that word, princess of the Western Empire, and I've been reading it Latio. I'm not sure if it is that, but Latio, Latio. Oh, it's totally Latio. Latio, the prince of the Northern Kingdom, who was sent over as a political hostage, had a fateful encounter. The two gradually opened their hearts to each other while the young King Nia, I'm probably killing that name, the young King Nia of the Eastern Empire observed them from the shadows. Alas, the tranquil peace between the three kingdoms was but a mere facade, soon to be shattered at the drop of a hat. As war broke out, the past childhood sweethearts are now faced with impossible choices that pit love against duty, battle and bloodshed, smoke and tears, sincerity and betrayal. Riddled with turmoil, the two must come together to compose a song of a boy and girl, the Song of Theodor. Honestly, I was gonna compare this to Game of Thrones, but that just reading that summary, which I didn't read before, it made me think of A Song of Fire and Ice, or A Song of Ice and Fire, but like, wow. But alright, so I really enjoyed this. I will say it is kind of fast-paced in a way, but it flows fine in my opinion. The one thing that I wasn't crazy about it was just, I found like the time lapses were, I don't want to say confusing. I don't think that would be like the right word, but sometimes I just wasn't sure how old they were, because like there'd be certain scenes, like it just felt like it moved really quick, and then I would be like, is this the same day that Latio showed up, or is this like a week later, a month later kind of thing? And sometimes I'd even look at the art styles of the characters and I'd be like, are you supposed to be slightly older because you kind of look older, but at the same time you don't? Like, I just wasn't really sure how quickly their relationship and friendship and all that was escalating. And I found it can be slightly dramatic at times, but at the same time, the two main characters are children, and like children are gonna be dramatic. I will say the princess, she does tend to be childish and like rambunctious, but she's a child. I believe she's 11, I think, at the time that she is first introduced, I think. So I have seen comments about people saying like she is childish in that, but she's an 11-year-old princess that's sheltered from the world. Like she's gonna be like she's gonna be childish. So yeah, I don't really mind that, because if a character also does start off as being childish, and that it really helps show their growth and development as they get older throughout the manhwa. or manhwa, sorry. Also, another thing that really drew me in was the plot isn't shallow. I feel like the plot actually is kind of like a realistic tragedy in a way, so I did enjoy that it wasn't just some really dramatic, shallow plot, like, if that makes sense. It's something that could really be viewed as something that could possibly happen, or at least happened in the past. And also, I am a huge fan of like ancient Rome, ancient Greece, ancient Egypt, so I am a big fan of the fact that it like looks like it appears somewhere like that would be compared to like Rome in the real world. Like one of my favorite movies of all time, don't judge me, is Gladiator, and the Colosseum is shown in this manhwa, and like right when I saw that I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be incredible. Like I love Gladiator. But the actual chapters after the Colosseum is introduced are really actually deep, and it really just makes you think more about how messed up, like, I cannot speak tonight, gladiator battles were. Like, I really don't want to mention too many spoilers, so I am trying to be very vague about this just because I know people don't like spoilers, and I don't want to like put someone off of reading this because it's something I truthfully really enjoyed. So yeah, I know this might seem very vague, but that's just the reason why. I just don't want to possibly wreck anything, even though this manhwa does tend to be fast paced. So like, even if I wreck something, it could be something that happened really early on, but like still, I don't want to wreck anything, or I want to try not to. But even reading this, with how beautiful the art style was in that, I don't know, for some reason, like I just didn't expect it to be as much of like a tragedy and as deep as it is. Like it definitely put me in my feels and would pull at my heartstrings. Like even though this is a comic, it really did an incredible job showing like injustices, I cannot say the word, and discrimination that people face just because they're deemed as being different, just because they don't have the same norms that you do. The perfect example being how Ladio is from a completely different empire, so of course he's gonna have different customs and that are seen normal to him but not normal to them. And like you just really see how some people are just so like closed-minded and ignorant to it, and they don't want to accept that as being perfectly okay. And I love that even though the princess is, I'm assuming, so young, I'm assuming maybe she's like 12 at the time, possibly 13, I'm not too sure, but even though she has been sheltered from how dark the world is and all the different things, she recognizes that these things aren't right, and how certain people get treated isn't right and fair and unjust, and she has no problem calling it out. Yeah, like I don't know, I really it didn't take long for me to really enjoy the female lead and love her character. But that being said, at the same time, some of the characters can be very frustrating, and I can see why some people wouldn't be crazy about this manhwa, or even how this manhwa could be a bit dramatic in a way, because the king and his wife in particular, or girlfriend, whatever she is, mistress, I don't know the correct term, but whatever she is, like they are very frustrating characters, as well as this other little boy, young boy. And like I see how that could be a put off for some people, but like I guess in a way they're just the antagonists, so they're just playing their part in the comic, even though it's very annoying. And going back to like the beginning, I know I'm always all over the place, I really have to format these videos better. I did say that it is a very like fast-paced manhwa, but at the same time I feel like the beginning is kind of slow in a way, just when it's developing the relationship and friendship and that between the two main characters, or who I think the two main characters are, because there's also another king that gets involved that was mentioned in the summary. Like I don't know if he's a main character, probably. Ultimately, I feel like if you like Game of Thrones but you also like manhwa, manga, all that fun stuff, you'd enjoy this, because this definitely gives me the same feels. Obviously I'm just not seeing like a real person act, I'm seeing animated characters, illustrated characters act, but it really does remind me of Game of Thrones in the sense that you probably shouldn't get attached to characters, I feel, because it does definitely, I'm not sure if it's labeled a tragedy, but if it isn't, it should be, because whether it be characters passing away or characters being treacherous, is that the right word? Characters betraying other characters, I just learned not to get attached. Also, if you are into war themes, there are war themes, but I do find that the war scenes, when there are war scenes, they're really fast paced. Like they're cool, they're fine, they're beautiful because the art style is absolutely incredible, but the war scenes just do go really quick. Or even if you do really enjoy Romeo and Juliet, this definitely gives that vibe, like the star-crossed lovers dynamic, and that with the possibility of a love rivalry, I don't know, I guess, and yeah, sort of, maybe not a love rivalry exactly, but like jealousy and all that. And the panels are absolutely gorgeous, like they're always gorgeous, but when the two main characters are together, like they're great. But yeah, at the time that I am filming this, I have read 45 chapters. I saw a few more on YouTube, like again that I mentioned earlier, how I just skipped through it. But since it is a manhwa, I do find that manhwa is a lot quicker to read. Like manga's long for me to read, manhwa's pretty quick for me to read, but manhwa's even quicker. Like the chapters just feel really short, which is why I feel like this kind of feels like it's so fast paced, and all the chapters do end on a cliffhanger, which blows, because like if there's not another chapter, it sucks. But yeah, overall, I just really enjoyed this manhwa. I think it's incredible. I want to say I wish I read it sooner, but since it's still ongoing, like what's the rush, you know? Like either way, I'm gonna have to wait for new chapters. But yeah, I definitely love it. It's possibly one of my favorite manhwa now. But then again, I haven't read that many, and usually when I do read a manhwa, I don't realize it's a manhwa. And usually when I read a manhwa, I don't realize it's a manhwa, so a lot of times if I have mentioned any, they're usually just thrown into manhwa related videos because I don't really read a lot of manhwa. I really don't. I don't know why. But yeah, I basically went in for the artwork and fell in love with the story and everything about it, so that's why I wanted to sit down and film a video on it, just so then it gets more recognition. Because, at least on Kitsu, because of course I checked out Kitsu to track it and all that, I don't think anyone's commented on it aside from me. And even when I was just like trying to find more information about it and that, I haven't seen that many things about it. So yeah, I feel like it definitely deserves more recognition, but I don't know. I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna go start another manhwa or manhwa tonight. I have my twinkle lights on in the background. You can't really pick it up. I think they need new batteries. But yeah, I'm gonna turn off these lights. I'm gonna have those on and I'm just gonna start another manhwa, which I'll probably end up making a video on, like always. But if you guys did enjoy this video, like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff down below. If you have any more recommendations or anything like that, or if you have read this, please feel free to share your thoughts. I love having people that I can talk to about these things because most people I talk to in real life don't really read or watch anime, so you know, I'm down for virtual friends, why not? But yeah, I hope you guys are staying safe out there. I hope you guys had a great day and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.